So
One more thing about Thanksgiving that I wanted to mention, and Mike's not a fan of this, but Adam, you seem to be a fan of all media. Where do you stand on Alice's Restaurant being a Thanksgiving classic?
I really do enjoy it. The movie I didn't love so much,
The movie
but
is horrible.
the
The
Was it
song,
a
song,
yeah,
movie? Well,
don't
the
watch.
song
Don't
is
watch.
almost as long as a
The
movie.
song is only 18
yeah.
minutes long.
No,
Oh,
they adapted it into a movie with Officer Roby playing himself, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah.
They actually they got the real police officer who made the arrest to play himself. And Officer Roby said afterwards, I figured if they were going to make a movie that pointed and laughed at me, I might as well be in the movie and make money from it. So yeah, this whole story of Arlo being arrested for littering, they actually tracked down the cop who did it and had him play himself. But other than that, the movie's not so great. I kind of thought it was sloppily edited a few times, and it's kind of distracting the way that's edited.
I thought it was very boring. I thought,
And a very slow
I wouldn't
pace
have guessed
for
that.
yeah.
yeah.
I wouldn't have guessed that would
I'm
be a
telling
boring.
you. Well, Adam, Mike gave the song about 4 minutes, and he said I couldn't do anymore. And it's, in my opinion, honestly, one of the greatest comedy pieces. It's fantastic storytelling. I mean, it's really storytelling at its finest.
Well, so,
And very picturesque and I mean, you get more of a story and more engagement out of the song than you do out of the movie.
Yeah.
He paints some really good pictures in the lyrics.
so at the risk of sounding like a
Right.
and I know that you tolerate me going through a lot of stuff that you just don't care about. But I mean, it to me, it was doon Okay, now that's going for 18 minutes.
Right.
And then he sounds like Norm Macdonald to me. He's like, I'm going down to Alice's restaurant. It's a restaurant, and the lady that works there, his name's Alice, and she owns it, and that's why they call it Alice's Restaurant, but that's not its name.
That's not the name of the restaurant. That's just the name of the song. That's why I called the song.
And I'm like,
Restaurant.
okay, all right, I get that. I get that. Okay, you got my attention. And there's a trash, and then there's two trashes.
You
and
cut out
can't
before it
have
got
two
even before it
something,
got
something.
really, really good.
I read I read ahead on the lyrics, and I was like, I get it. I get it.
Yeah.
Now I get here. I understand. At some point, when I'm in the old folks' home, somebody's going to be visiting, and they're going to say, okay, yeah, they needed to get the ring to Mount Doom, whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm going to jump up out of my wheelchair and beat them to death with a cane.
Yeah.
And I'll happily go to prison over it. I get it.
You'll be in an old folks
I'll
home.
be in an old folks home already. They'll just lock the door now, and I can't wheel around and steal other people's pudding. The point is that I very much appreciate the fact that you don't trash the things that I love. You've shown a significant amount of restraint.
Yes,
and I've noticed it.
Yeah.
You've showed an
Our
amazing...
next episode is going to be all about Pussifer.
You've shown an amazing amount of restraint with John Wick 4.
I have.
Because you know that there lie demons if we fight about that.
Yes.
So
And you couldn't give this song you couldn't give it more than 4 minutes.
Thank you,
Mike.
I
Thank you.
tried.
And now we're fighting in front of our guest.
So when we over Thanksgiving, I will try it again.
Okay.
I'll try it again. But at the 3.5 minute mark, I couldn't help it. I was sitting in the office because I had it playing low volume, and it almost got me in trouble because I'm just sitting there and I'm listening to it, and it's like, damn it!
Yeah.
And it just came out, and nobody happened to be walking by my office.
Well,
I need to be in the right mood.
Yeah. Let me explain. Most of the things I appreciate come from my mother. Okay. My mom had an amazing, well, still has, an incredible selection of music that she enjoyed, and what she listened to, we loved. When I was a kid, I was going through her albums, and I found 4 or 5 albums by the Smothers Brothers. Holy hysterical.
Yeah.
And she would let us stay up and watch Carson. So it's like, and then I started watching Letterman and all that, whatever. So she comes home one day and she has Arlo Guthrie Greatest Hits, and we listened to this, and she and I and my brother Greg had tears in our eyes listening to this. And I listened to that song so many times that by like 7th grade, I had it memorized. I could do it top to bottom,
So I'm not going to tear into it.
And I listen to it every year at Thanksgiving.
And I respect that.
Yeah.
And growing up, I don't know if you heard of Tom T. Hall. Do you know Tom T. Hall?
Tom T.
We had
Hall
8 tracks of Tom T. Hall.
Yeah.
And I was playing it for the kids because I listened to it like crazy when I was a little kid. And they're like, what is, he's talking about a chicken? Is this about a chicken? And I'm like, yeah, it's about a chicken. Can we listen to something else? Yeah, we'll listen to something else. So I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
Cool.
Now, let me ask you, does either one of you make a Thanksgiving tradition out of the Star Wars Holiday Special?
No.
No.
I've
Nope.
seen a lot of it on the YouTubes. It's hard to watch. The Art Carney
It is hard to watch, and that's the thing.
B.
Like,
Arthur.
I watch it every year. I watch it every year, but the only thing that makes it fun is you have to watch it with somebody who's never seen it before.
I watched
If
it.
you're just watching it by yourself, it's insufferable. But you have to watch it with somebody who's never seen it before, just for the pleasure of the reactions.
I watched it as a kid in the proper age demographic for it when it was popular, and I had a hard time getting through it then.
Oh, I remember.
Yeah.
I remember as a kid, like, there's something not right with this.
So,
Yeah.
one Christmas tradition that's kind of developed over the past couple of years here is that we will go through the entire Rocky series.
Okay.
Like all the Rocky, including Creed.
Right.
So we'll go through all of them. And it just started. Like I watched
Mm-hmm.
the first one, and then like a kid would come down and watch part of it and then go back up. And then I go to Rocky 2, and we get to like Rocky 3, and Bess would come down to see if I was alive. Really? You're going through all the Rockies? And then there was questions, are you actually going to do Rocky 5? We did Rocky 5 last year. Probably won't do that again.
Yeah, that's
And then it gets to Creed, and then the kids are like, whoa, this is, and then they have the whole Rocky mythos down. We get to Creed 2, and it's like, oh, that's the Russian guy that killed the other guy. Killed who? Killed his dad. Whose dad? His dad. And they're getting this whole Rocky thing. So that's kind of happening. And
so
I'm excited about it this year.
one of the things that weird Christmas traditions I used to do that I'm going to start again with my family, with my kids, is they're old enough to watch Better Off Dead. Okay, and that movie happens at or around Christmas time, so they need to see that. And also, we never read "'Twas the Night Before Christmas," but we do listen to David Sedaris read his story of 6 to 8 Black Men, which is the perfect Christmas story. Absolute perfect Christmas story. You have no idea, and you won't listen to it because it's longer than 4 minutes.
I will listen to it. It's not the length of the song; it's the repetitiveness of it. But I'll listen. I will give it an honest shot.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're running out of time, but I want to ask Adam one more thing. Adam, do you got one more question in you?
Yeah, I got one more question.
A while back, I can't remember how long ago it was, but you met Weird Al.
I was an usher at the Pantages Theater. Weird Al was doing a concert there, and I had a great boss who allowed me to go off the clock early, because Weird Al's fans do not make a lot of trouble, so they figured they could go without one usher towards the end.
Right.
And I asked if I could wait in the autograph line. So I waited in the autograph line. Al came out there, and again, game show fan, game show historian, game show author, which means I have quite a collection of stuff. I said something to him that was completely true, and it made him laugh. I opened up this photo album, and I handed him a photo, and I said, "Could you autograph this photo for my Art Fleming photo album?" And he chuckles at first, and then he looks down at my arm, and he realizes I'm not joking. I have an Art Fleming photo album. And he just looks at me, and he shakes his head, and he says, "Everybody should have one." And he signed the autograph. So
what else do you have besides the Art Fleming photo? What weird goes on in it do you have in that house of yours? We don't have time to get into this, but you have like hundreds of board games too, right?
I have about 250 board games in the living room. I have assorted press kits and books, and just a small number of props, question cards from old game shows. And then a friend of mine gifted me something which I didn't even realize they made. This friend gave me a gift, and it made my jaw hang because I had no idea this was a thing. The official Newlywed Game whoopee cushion. Honest to God.
Nice.
Well, yeah.
It was a Newlywed Game branded whoopee cushion.
Okay.
And so, yes.
Of all the stuff that you have, like, let's say you fall on hard times and, oh God, I've got to go sell my autographed Art Fleming photo. What do you have that would bring you out of a tight spot? What's the most unique, expensive thing that you valuable piece of merchandise that you have?
Well, the most valuable thing, I think, the thing that isn't really a game show thing, I commissioned somebody last year because I had a birthday coming up, and I try to give myself a present every year.
Happy birthday.
But I commissioned, thank you.
You're welcome.
I commissioned a few people in upstate New York to make me a Wheel of Fortune for the living room. So I have in my living room it's about the size of a coffee table.
Wow.
And it is a Wheel of Fortune, and it has interchangeable wedges like the Wheel of Fortune that we see on TV. And so now when I have people over here for game nights, I actually award prizes, and we actually play Wheel of Fortune on my living room wheel.
Is Bankrupt on there?
Yeah.
Lose a Turn?
Yep. It is accurate to the 1986 wheel featured in the deluxe model from Pressman home game.
Okay.
And it also includes interchangeable wheels so that you can do either the daytime or the nighttime version configurations.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah.
You don't want to wrong with that.
You got to be able to do that.
What do you charge for a vowel?
$250,
okay,
as it has been since day one in 1975. The price of a vowel has never gone up on Wheel of Fortune.
You'd think with inflation as it is, a vowel
with
would
inflation,
cost $800.
Inflation all around us, with the rise in the cost of living, as much as the economy has changed, a vowel has always cost Wheel of Fortune. There is no issue with scarcity that has affected the prices.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Well, Adam, we're way over, and we're gonna have you back. If you'll come back.
Absolutely.
This was even more fun this time around.
Yeah.
Before we go, remind people where they can go, because like I said, Black Friday is coming up. I know it's Bear Manor Media, correct?
BearManorMedia.com is the website for my publisher. Also, if you have some Amazon gift cards or stuff that you want to use up on Amazon, my books are for sale on Amazon just by doing a search for my name. First name, ADAM. Last name, Nedeff. And I implore you, if you can buy from Amazon, please do, because they posted $1 trillion loss this year. They're the first company in history to lose $1 trillion.
Wow.
And they need a boost.
Wow.
They need, I mean, it's tough times for Jeff Bezos right now. So whatever help you can give that guy, please do, and go to Amazon and buy it.
Yeah.
I'm telling everybody right now, I have the Gene Rayburn book. It's good. It's really good. Adam does his research.
Okay.
And granted, it's are you ever going to write a novel? Are you ever going to write something fiction?
I don't know. I mean, I've written fiction just for pleasure. I started doing it when I was out of college for about the first year. I wrote novels in my spare time, just as kind of a creative outlet. And I dug them out one night a few months ago, and I was like, wow, these are not that great. But I may revisit that someday.
Yeah. Well, if you do, we'll have you back. And you can promote those. So you can come back anytime you want. We love having you.
Oh, good.
Thank you so much.
Good.
So everybody, please go and check it out and buy some books off of Adam. You won't regret it. And on Black Friday, we encourage you to go to irritabledadsyndrome.com, go to shop. And then you can buy Irritable Dad Syndrome merchandise for your wife, your husband, your brother, anybody.
We've got a towel. We've got a towel with a wiener on it.
Yeah, it's a Whoppers all beef footlong hot dogs. Yeah. Perfect gift. So you can go to Patreon and you can donate $1 a month, and you can help us keep this fun. Or $2,000 a month.
It doesn't. Really
double it. $4,000 a month. You can do that, and you will help us keep this podcast alive. So, Adam, thank you once again. And thank you, everybody else. And we hope everybody has a happy Thanksgiving. And we'll see you again on Irritable Dad Syndrome.
Before we go, my ventriloquist pal Peppy would like to say something. Hi, everybody. I hope you have a happy Thanksgiving. I personally prefer dark meat. Oh, yeah, give me some of that sweet dark meat. Bow, chicka, wow, wow. Okay, Peppy, that's enough. We'll see you next week. Bow, chicka, wow, wow.
This one could be interesting because we're only on Twitch.
It could be interesting.
Yeah.
I'm feeling like a lot of that is on me, though.
I'm putting on here that you're an author. I know you actually are an author, but
yes.
Well, yes, he's. Did you not listen?
It is technically true.
Did you not listen to the last episode?
I'm probably going to say something very off key and off color and make everything awkward for a while. So
that's
that I
every episode.
Bow out.
Yeah.
Name an ailment that school nurses see every day. You said tummy ache. Survey said.
I know that I'm in the hands of highly trained professionals.
Sorry.
You were a great guest last time, so unless something changed with your medication.
A person in our audience loved you.
Yes.
Good. Awesome.